So today we are making Valentines with our Cricut. So we're gonna make Valentine cards. I have 5 queued up, already created, already ready in Cricut Design Space for us to craft. And not only are we going to craft Valentine cards, but we are also going to talk about pens, and we're going to talk about what types of pens work best on what type of craft paper. And I am going to show you how to take pretty much any design in Cricut Design Space and turn that into a Valentine. It is super, super simple. And we're also going to talk about punches, like how do you punch a hole in these designs so that maybe you could add a pencil, or you could add a toy, or you could add crayons, whatever the case might be for your Valentine. Okay guys, you are crafting with Kim Byers. Let's get to the craft table. Okay, so when it comes to papers, you have glitter papers like this. These are called the sparkle paper from Cricut. You can see how it shimmers and shines. The glitter paper, like glitter stays on. It doesn't come off, which is fantastic. Then you have like the sparkle paper, and it is also glitter, but it is flat, so it does not have any texture to it, which is great. Now, pens are going to write on both of these. I will tell you that it will absorb onto the glitter paper, you hear that, better than it does onto the sparkle paper. It will adhere, but you're going to probably have to let it dry just a little bit if you're using a marker. And then you have the foil poster board. I can take this out. Okay, so you see how that shimmers and shines? That is like foil, and again, that is a smooth, flat, and it's also going to do really well with the pens, but with the markers, you do have to be careful, because if you don't allow it to dry, I'd say for a couple of minutes, you can touch it and the oils from your fingers will take off some of that ink. So just be careful with that. And then you have your standard scrapbook paper. So this is a thin paper. Definitely use the blue mat with your thinner papers. And then you have normal cardstock. So this is like an 80 or 100 pound cardstock, and this is also smooth. Pens are going to work really well on this. So just choose what you want as far as, you know, patterns and colors and things like that. But remember that some of these poster and foil are really great because they are thicker, and so they're not going to be as flimsy. I use cardstock on a lot of the stuff we did today. And these, if you're going to use paper like this, the thinner pattern paper, just make sure that it's an embellishment and not the backer or the, you know, substance of the outline of the Valentine. Okay, so let's talk about pens. So these are the standard 0.4 pen set, and you can get them in sets of 30. They come with all these beautiful colors, but these are a thin pen. So you're going to be able to write inside of cards and things like this. This is perfect for that kind of thing, or detail on artwork. The 0.4 are perfect for that in the multitude of colors. And then you have, these are 0.8. These are the glitter gel pens. So you can see a little bit larger. I'll have to zoom in for you guys in a minute so you can see that. But these are a little bit larger of a thickness, and these are going to also be great for detail, but it is going to shine off the paper a little bit better. And then you have the markers, and these are specifically the metallic markers. And so these are a 1, and so you're going to be able to see how these are even thicker. Okay, so let's make our first card. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and our first set of Valentines are going to be along the theme of I really like you, or you're really great. So we're going to use a roller skate for the girls version and a truck for the boys version. And I just want to show you how quickly you can turn any shape in Cricut Design Space into a Valentine. I brought in my roller skate. You just want to click on that roller skate and go up to the offset tool. And then you can choose your thickness. So I'm going to go with, this looks pretty good, so we'll hit apply, and then I'll change my color to a pink. And so now I have a great base behind that shape so that I can cut that out of cardstock and then apply all of my cardstock, my lighter cardstocks, and maybe pattern cardstocks to the thicker cardstock on the bottom. And I would recommend that you have a large open area like this or like this on the truck so that you can write on it with your pens. Okay, so let's go to the craft table and cut these out. Okay, so we're just going to cut out one of each, so one roller skate and one truck. But if you were using the Maker or the Explorer, I'm using the Explorer 3, you would be able to cut out, 20, 25 of these for the entire class. Or you could also use the Joy as well. It might take you a little bit longer, but the Joy would also work fabulously for all of these Valentines. Okay, so when you're taking your designs off of your mat, just bend the mat, not the paper. You can make sure that you use pens. You could even sign it from your child, or you could allow them to sign it themselves. And so now we just want to attach everything. So you can use Zots, like a little glue dot, or you can use a glue gun. I'll put both of these in the description below so you can find them. When you're using glue dots, I strongly recommend that you use the paper to get the glue dot off of the liner, just to keep, from getting the oils of your fingers onto that, and then just assemble away. And this is also something great that the kids can help with as well. This doesn't have to be for us. This could be something that the kiddos could do all the assembly, and that makes them feel involved and super fun. I chose to do a roller skate because my 7-year-old niece was having a roller skating party this past weekend. And of course, I tried to get out there and show off my old skills. It's been a while. It's been a while since I roller skated, and I busted it, and candidly I have bruises in multiple places, but it was a ton of fun. So I hope you like this one. I really like you, and you're really great. So let's move on to the next one. Valentine's, we're going to be attaching small gifts to our Valentine cards. So in this one was a template that I got from Cricut Design Space, and then I just modified it to have the designs on it that I wanted to have on it. So you could use my designs, or you could take my berries and things off and make it any coloring, any outline, any writing, drawing that you want it to be. So let's pop back over to the craft table and we will cut this one out. And in the next one, I'm going to show you how to make your own holes in your Valentine with the slice tool. Okay, so I chose a piece of pink paper, and I'm going to be using 3 different pens. So 2 are going to be 0.4, which is the pink, and a green for the leaves. And then I'm going to use a 0.8 glitter gel pen for some of the lettering. And I think the combination of the 3 turned out beautifully. So once it goes through all 3 of the pens, then it will cut the card. And depending on the thickness of your cardstock, it will cut 2 layers, or it'll cut it twice just to make sure that it cut through the depth. And finally, you'll just bend the card mat, not the card, and pop it off of the mat, and then you are ready to insert your crayons. And if you decide to use this cut on another type of card, just remember to keep the same size for the holes for the crayons so that your crayons will fit on your new card. Okay, so if you are liking this video so far, I would really appreciate you hitting the like button down below. That's how it gets shared on YouTube. Now let me teach you how to use the slice tool. That's how we're going to get these little marks in our piece of paper, which is where we're going to put our pencil through. So what you need is to take a shape, and by the way, on this design, these little hearts are cut out, they're not drawn. So everything here is drawn except for the hearts. So we'll attach those with glue dots so we have like a raised effect on our Valentine. So let's take this heart and we'll go over into the shape tool and we'll select a circle. Bring that circle in, we'll make it a little smaller, and we'll overlay it onto the heart. And so now what we want to do is we want to grab both of those, so you can drag over top of both of them or use the shift key, and then we will go down into slice. So we hit slice, and it doesn't look any different, but if you look over in the layers panel, you'll see that there's a slice result. And so we grab that and pull it to the side, and voila, you have a hole in your heart. Okay, so let's pop over to the craft table and make our Valentine. And for this Valentine, we're going to use white cardstock, and I use a couple of different pens. I used a glitter black, a 0.8 glitter black, and then multiple colors of pinks and reds and blue. And if you use my file in Cricut Design Space, which is linked up down below, it's going to tell you which pens that I used for each of the things. So we'll just let our pens do all the heavy lifting, and you can even sign it if you want to, or leave it open in case you want your kiddo to sign it themselves. I really do love the mix of fonts and the mix of colors. It just turned out so great. And by the way, depending on how thick your paper is, the machine could possibly run 2 layers of cut around it just to make sure that everything is cut out. And then we just take that off of the mat by bending the mat, and we have a Valentine. Okay, and last but not least, let's do a quick little dinosaur Valentine. So this is just 1 sheet of paper and pens, and I used the slice tool again to cut out 2 little holes so that I could thread string through it to attach a dinosaur eraser. So let's pop back over to the craft table and cut him out. So for this one, we're just going to use green paper. I'm going to use a black pen and a silver marker. We're just going to pop that out, and now it's time to add our cute little dinosaur. Even though this is probably the simplest one that we've created, I like it maybe the best. I love these little erasers. I got these at Target. How cute is that? And if you want more Valentine, make sure you stick around and pop into my next video with 10 Valentine ideas. See you there.